Well, a very good morning on the 1st of May 23. Happy Beltane. I slept exceedingly well last night, having taken that tonic of Archangel. And what I recommend you do actually is, I've got the washing machine on actually, so if you hear any disturbance, apologies. What I suggest you do with the Archangel is, because it's a diuretic, meaning you'll want to go to the toilet for a wee, I suggest if you're going to take it, it's a mild sedative. It definitely helps with sleeplessness. So maybe if you take it about 9 o'clock, it gives it a chance to clean out your urinary tracts. You can go for a wee and then go to bed and sleep very well. That's what I did last night, and it was just a great sleep, I have to tell you. Such a fantastic muscle relaxant, and yeah, I felt really good with it. This morning I've been out and I've picked just the daffodil, no, not daffodils, Andy, just the heads of the dandelions. So I'm going to rinse these. I felt a bit guilty because some of the little tiny flying insects were heading for the florets for some nectar. The sunshine after the rain this morning, I mean, brings out all the insects. We're into late spring now. The way the spring's been in Scotland, this is early spring actually. What I was going to say, I'm going to make a jar of dandelion honey today. It'll take me a couple of days actually, because this has got to set overnight. What I'm going to do, I'm going to rinse this lot off. I've got a lemon, but I'm going to get a lemon and an orange, so I'm going into town to get a lemon and an orange. And then what will happen, this is all being rinsed off, and don't worry about the mush because that's the point. This is totally different from what I was showing you for dandelion tea. But this is going to be washed. We don't want to take too much of it. But that's just it being rinsed off now. So I'll let that settle in there. I'll put it through the colander for a rinse. And then what we'll do is we'll pop it into a pot. Cover with some fresh water and let it stew with the citrus fruit. And then what we want to do thereafter is strain the liquid completely and use that liquid with equal amounts of sugar. I haven't got any pectin or anything, but the preserving sugar that I do have in the cupboard should be enough to get the honey to set. But I have to leave it overnight, so the honey process will not be completed until tomorrow. But this is a very simple way of making your own honey or preserve, and well, it's just called dandelion honey. I make a lot of, or at least I have done in the past, I've made lots of jams and conserves, and obviously with the processing of all the autumn berries that I tell you about often, this place can be quite industrial during the months of September and October, I have to tell you. So there's a great deal of organisation. The problem I've got, this, like everyone actually, is the cost of using fuel unnecessarily in some respects, in regards to the amount of fuel that's required to cook everything off. It's obviously a concern, but the flip side of that is it far outweighs with the cost and the benefits of all the jars that I will have, not just for this winter, but probably for the next 3 winters, if I do everything to plan. So the idea of collecting and processing and doing everything is all requires so much organisation. Let me just check and see if I've got a round jelly to show you that. I should have some here. No, that's the other one. This is the rosehip syrup I've got here. The other jars in that cupboard up there are all, this is absolutely packed with vitamin C. There's more vitamin C in a rosehip than there is in 10 oranges. Well, let's put it another way. If that was full of orange juice, this liquid, it was completely full. Sorry, I'll start again. This liquid was orange juice. Well, for the same quantity of rosehip syrup that I have here, it's worth 10 times the amount in vitamin C content. That's probably the best way to say it. But I'm going to zip into town, and I'm glad I collected these in the sunshine, so these will steep away. So hopefully I'll be back to you with the finished product, or I might show you me just cooking off first of all, and then eventually show you the final stages of making my honey. Don't need much, but I'll eat a lot of honey, you see, and it's an expensive item to buy, but it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it for the extra cost. What I've done, I've chopped a lemon and an orange in half, and I popped that into the dandelion mixture, and I've got the heat on now, and that will just simmer away and reduce at its own level. So what we want is all the dandelions to go into a mush and to absorb the citrus fruit juice, just to give it an extra tang, you see. So that is on the go, and as I say, once this has been processed, I'll put it through a sieve. I don't see any point putting it through the jelly bag, but we'll work it out later. And then we'll have the liquid, the dandelion liquid, filled with the juices, and that will be the base for our honey, which I'll be making tomorrow. So I've taken the dandelion, orange and lemon mixture off the stove, and that's been stewing for quite a while now. All we need to do is strain the liquid off through the sieve, getting all the juice. Camera's probably steaming up a wee bit. So it's the juice in the tub that we want. You see the liquid. This is what will make the dandelion honey. So we'll just let that squeeze through as much as possible. And then we leave that container load, which is a clear liquid, and that's the juice which will boil tomorrow. We'll add sugar, nothing else. It's got plenty of orange and lemon there, and that will be our dandelion honey. There we go. Good morning, Mr. Pigeon. I was wondering where you were. I haven't seen you for a while. Boop boop. Boop boop. It must be May. He always comes in May, this bird. He's a lovely fellow. Where is he? I can't open the Venetian blind or he'll fly away. Good morning to you. He's a lovely thing. The pigeons always come to my windowsill in the month of May. There's 2 of them normally that come. Well, this one sits. I've got photographs of him out the back as well over the many years. It's not the same bird, I don't think. Well, maybe it is. He likes coming to see Andrew. He sits there. I think it is the same bird, Andy. So I used to put feed stuff out in the front windowsill. But it's not a good idea. It attracts vermin in rural villages. He's a lovely bird. He's a very contented bird, the wood pigeon. He's wondering what's happening in this house. Where are you, Andrew? I've been looking for you. You don't seem to be about in the garden much these days. I take it you're busy indoors. That's what he's saying. Aye, he's a very special little bird, isn't he? Now he's a greedy bugger too. If I ever put out any oatmeal, he's down there, eats a lot. Same with the crow. Although the crow is a fascinating creature. The crow, comes to my garden. It's a solitary crow. It's a very spiritual bird. Look, he's very interested. He knows I'm here actually. He definitely knows I'm in here. Well, listen, Mr. Pigeon, you have a good day. I've got busy things to do. I'm waiting to make dandelion honey. So I'll leave you to your own devices for just now. That's you settled. Where's your pal anyway? Or your partner? Cheerio for now. I'll speak to you later on. Bye bye. Okay, so it's the 2nd of May. That's that rose hip I was going to show you yesterday. See how thick that is. It's a beautiful, absolutely packed with vitamin C. But the story today is getting the honey made. I've already got 3 jars. I'm optimistic about getting all 3 filled. Certainly get the 2 smaller ones. And this is the honey from overnight. So what we're going to do, not the honey, the dandelion and citrus liquid, we'll put that into this pot. Okay. You'll notice a pot in the background. That pot there is only used ever for sterilising the jars. So despite the jars here being already filled with boiling water, what I do is I take the tongs, I put the lids, and each of these will be emptied and then absolutely boiled in the water. The glass won't break as long as the glass isn't too cold to start with, okay? Hence why I put the hot water in just now. Yeah, that's a must for any preserving. You must have sterilised storage jars. Absolute must, otherwise you could be in all sorts of problems with food poisoning, or worse, even botulism. I can't understand these people who stick Botox in their face. That's actually botulism. That's what they're doing to themselves. Freezing the muscles of their face for temporarily. and then when the face collapses later on, it's not a good idea. You were blessed with looks, and you should all age gracefully. I think God's got a bit of a sense of humour actually. He made the males turn grey and white on the top, or lose their hair altogether, and he gave women the menopause. So it's I think it's a bit of a jokester as far as that's all concerned, isn't it? Well, it's not funny if you've lost your hair or you're going through the menopause. I'm sure that's the case. So we'll put the heat on to this liquid. What we also do, I mean, I should have mentioned, there's 800 millilitres exactly in this that came from here. And what we want to do is add sugar. So what I propose is we wait till this boils up a little, and then we'll add half a kilo of this preserving sugar. And the sugar's not to sweeten, sugar's to preserve, you see. The lemons and the oranges will be slightly bitter anyway, so the balance in the sugars. I mean, so many products nowadays, you buy it and it's disgustingly sweet. But these are artificial sugars that are added, and it's not good for your body, not at all. But any sugars contained in the fruits, for example fructose, these are naturally occurring sugars, and these are obviously good for you, but for energy and the likes. So we'll add that refined preserving sugar at a later stage, and by that time we'll have the jars and the lids sterilised, and what we're looking for is a thicker consistency than what we have just now, and we'll hopefully get the honey to set, and then we'll pour it into the jars. So catch up shortly. Okay, so using the tongs, we'll put the last of the 3 jars into the pots at the back, and that will turn the heat up again, let that boil, and that will sterilise. This is now sufficiently hot enough for the sugars to be added. So we take the sugar, give us a quick stir. So that's half a kilo now. Let that dissolve at its own pace. And bring it to the boil. Okay. Okay, so the dandelion liquid is now boiling away sufficiently with the combined sugars, which will have dissolved. What you mustn't want to do is get any of that on your skin. It'll be a really nasty burn, a really bad burn. At the back there you can see the steam rising, so we're probably hit about 90 degrees now. And what I'll do is I'll also just quickly scald this funnel, and I'm going to pour into the jars. It's all about organisation. I've got a ramekin here, which has been in the fridge for 10 minutes. I'll turn the heat off on this liquid now. Take a spoon and put that in the cold ramekin. And what we want is that to find a setting point, so it's a little bit viscous. Okay, That's the idea. It's not ready yet. Meanwhile, I'll come back to you once we've got the liquid ready for putting in the jars, okay? Okay, I'm satisfied that it's at the right consistency. As I say, if it doesn't set, then we've still got our own dandelion honey. Once this cools down, that's when it sets, you see. A bit of an extra jar there actually, Andy. So the importance of having sterilised jars and lids cannot be emphasised more than what I've said already. So that's the 3 jars of dandelion honey, and we'll get another one. We'll just quickly turn the heat back on that back pot, and we'll do an extra jar. And that's not bad, is it? Not bad at all. Look at the beautiful colour. I shall take you over to the window here. Fine colour of the dandelion honey, and of course this will all set. So I moved my camera a bit quickly there. But organisation is utmost in these matters, because you know, you wash everything as you go along, and then you don't have a messy kitchen. You always keep. Well, my days of working as a chef, and I actually did food and nutrition as an O grade. I got an O grade in food and nutrition. I never intended to be a chef. That just became as an accident. But I wasn't interested in chefing at all. It was only a job to fill a gap on several occasions. But it wasn't a career choice, I can assure you. So that's the job completely done now. As that cools, that will eventually solidify, not solidify, but it'll thicken up. It's still very warm just now. And as I said already, its purpose for me at least is to add it to my flask of teas, into my porridge and stuff. If I want a thicker honey, then it's there. But what I do with thick honey is I water it down anyway, so this is absolutely ideal. Costs next to nothing to make that. Wasn't a lot of time involved, not really. It'll take me more to actually put the YouTube load up, you know, actually put this edit together and load it on YouTube than it did to pick and process and cook off to this stage. What I've done with the little remnant is I've put some in the fridge, and I've made a little honey tea. It's not honey tea, it's just honey in boiling water, which I love. And that is, I mean, you've no idea how good that is. That's a proper boost for your whole immune system. It's I can feel it clearing my gut and throat, and warming up my brain as well. So you can hear it going through my throat because it's starting to shift all the fucking phlegm. Finally, and I mean finally, I will introduce you to my chair, which is my Appalachian chair. That chair there is my porch chair. Obviously it sits in the kitchen next to the fridge where I sit and have my meals and stuff and sit and read books and that. And it's a bit quieter in here than it is in the sitting room, believe it or not. But I like to take that out on the front porch and play the banjo when I listen to my, not so much Cajun music, but my Appalachian music from Kentucky and East Tennessee. Yeah.